Number 7. Reliability issues. Let's start with something that should concern any potential buyer. Reliability problems are surfacing in the current generation Tucson, and they're not minor inconveniences. Fuel injector failures are becoming a recurring theme, and these aren't cheap fixes. When injectors start acting up, you're looking at rough idling, misfires, and a noticeable drop in power. Picture this. You're merging onto the highway during rush hour, and suddenly your Tucson starts hesitating because a faulty injector is disrupting fuel delivery. That's not just frustrating, it's potentially dangerous. The real kicker? Once the warranty expires, diagnosing and replacing these components is going to hit your wallet hard, often requiring specialized equipment that drives up labor costs. Beyond injectors, various engine sensors are proving problematic. Oxygen sensors, camshaft position sensors, and crankshaft position sensors are failing at rates that raise eyebrows. When these malfunction, your dashboard lights up like a Christmas tree, and engine performance takes a nosedive. The frustration multiplies when these issues occur just outside the warranty period, leaving owners to shoulder the entire repair bill. But mechanical reliability is only part of the equation. If you're considering the hybrid version to offset these concerns with better efficiency, you might want to hear about its own set of problems first. Number 6. Hybrid system lacks efficiency. The Tucson Hybrid promises improved fuel economy, and on paper, it delivers better numbers than the gas-only models. But here's where expectations meet reality. It's not leading the pack. When you stack it against Japanese competitors that have perfected hybrid technology over decades, the Tucson system falls short of the efficiency crown. The system's architecture and tuning are at the heart of the issue. While the gasoline engine and electric motor work together adequately, the calibration doesn't maximize electric-only operation as effectively as rival systems. The gas engine kicks in more frequently and runs longer than ideal, particularly at higher speeds. Think about your daily commute. You're paying a premium for hybrid technology because you want to glide through stop-and-go traffic on electric power, silently saving fuel. But if the gas engine keeps firing up unnecessarily, you're not getting the efficiency you paid extra for. Driving style sensitivity is another factor. Some hybrid systems are forgiving and deliver solid efficiency regardless of how you drive them. The Tucson system requires a particularly gentle right foot to achieve its best numbers. For the average driver dealing with varied traffic conditions, the actual mileage is often disappointing compared to the advertised figures. Of course, if the hybrid's underwhelming efficiency is pushing you toward the standard gas engine instead, you'll want to know what you're getting into with that powertrain before making that decision. Number 5. Base gas engine is weak and thirsty. Here's a frustrating paradox. The entry-level engine doesn't have enough power, yet it drinks fuel like it's making serious horsepower. This base power plant struggles to deliver adequate acceleration for confident highway merges and overtakes. Press the accelerator and you'll feel the engine working harder than it should. That hesitation isn't just annoying, it's a safety concern. What makes this even more frustrating is the fuel consumption. You'd expect that an engine producing modest power would at least deliver impressive fuel economy as a trade-off. That's not happening here. Real-world MPG figures often disappoint, and in some scenarios, the base engine actually consumes more fuel than some of the more powerful turbocharged options offered by competitors. In a segment where rivals offer refined turbocharged engines that deliver both power and efficiency, the Tucson's base engine feels like yesterday's technology. But even if you make peace with the lackluster engine performance, there's still the matter of how that power gets delivered to the wheels, and that's where things get even rougher. Number 4. Unrefined transmission. Smoothness should be a given in a modern SUV, but the Tucson's transmission is proving to be a source of frustration for owners. Jerky shifts, hesitation, and inconsistent power delivery are common complaints, most noticeable exactly where you need smoothness most, at low speeds and stop-and-go traffic. Instead of seamless gear changes, drivers are experiencing noticeable lurches and sudden surges, particularly when accelerating from a standstill. For hybrid models, the transition between electric and gasoline power amplifies the refinement issues. You've chosen a hybrid partly for that smooth, whisper-quiet operation. But when the switch from electric to gas is accompanied by a jolt or audible thunk, it shatters that serene experience. Gear hunting is another reported issue. During moderate acceleration or on inclines, the transmission sometimes can't decide which gear it wants, creating a disconnected feeling between throttle input and actual response. For a family SUV where smooth, predictable operation is essential, these transmission characteristics are significant drawbacks. And speaking of family safety, Tucson's approach to protecting occupants through advanced technology comes with its own set of concerning quirks. Number 3. Safety systems. Advanced safety technology is supposed to protect you, but inconsistent implementation can actually create new problems. Tucson's safety systems are generating complaints about false positives and unwanted interventions, particularly with forward collision warning and automated emergency braking. These false alarms are more than just annoying, they can be dangerous. Imagine cruising down a curved road when the system suddenly detects a parked car as an imminent threat. The audible warning blares, or worse, the brakes activate unexpectedly. This startles everyone in the vehicle and can create an unsafe situation with following traffic. False positives from shadows, road markings, or metal grates are being reported. Lane keeping assist and driver attention monitoring systems are showing inconsistent behavior too. The lane keeping system can feel overly aggressive or erratic, creating a sensation of fighting with the steering wheel. Driver attention systems sometimes issue warnings when drivers are fully alert, leading to annoyance and causing some owners to disable the feature entirely. When safety systems behave unpredictably, they become a liability rather than an asset. But while safety tech issues might make you uncomfortable, there's an even more fundamental problem that's dividing potential buyers before they even test drive the vehicle. Number 2, polarizing styling. Design is subjective, but the Tucson's radical styling is dividing opinions in ways that impact its market appeal. Hyundai went bold with sharp creases, intricate lighting elements, and a futuristic aesthetic that breaks from conventional SUV design. While this daring approach attracts some buyers, it actively repels others, even after a refresh attempt to temper the more extreme elements. The front fascia is particularly controversial. Those integrated daytime running lights hidden within the grille create a busy, unconventional look that some find innovative and others find off-putting. For buyers who prefer more traditional SUV aesthetics, the Tucson's fragmented, aggressive front end is a visual barrier that's hard to overcome. Here's the thing about buying an SUV. You're going to see it in your driveway every single day for years. If the styling doesn't resonate with you, that dissatisfaction doesn't fade. It grows. You start noticing all the design elements that initially seemed edgy but now just feel overdone. Even the mid-cycle refresh maintained the core stylistic identity, meaning those who found the original too extreme will likely find the updated version too unconventional. In the mass market compact SUV segment, a polarizing design can be a significant handicap. While it creates a strong brand identity, it also means a substantial portion of buyers will simply pass it by, choosing the more universally appealing styling of competitors like the CR-V or RAV4. And here's the kicker. Even if you manage to fall in love with the controversial styling, you'll pay for that decision years down the road in ways that hit your wallet directly. Number 1. Japanese rivals have better resale value. Here's the financial reality that impacts total cost of ownership. The Tucson depreciates faster than its key Japanese competitors, particularly the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4. Over several years, this difference can translate into thousands of dollars lost. The superior resale value of Japanese competitors stems from decades of cultivated reputation for reliability and durability. Toyota and Honda have built bulletproof reputations that create strong demand in the used car market. Buyers of pre-owned vehicles prioritize peace of mind and predictable maintenance costs, and these brands deliver exactly that perception. Let's put this in real numbers. You buy a Tucson and a neighbor buys a RAV4 at similar prices. 3 years later, when you're both ready to trade in, your neighbor is going to get significantly more for their Toyota. That difference, often $3,000 to $5,000 or more, directly impacts what you can afford for your next vehicle. While Hyundai has made remarkable progress in quality, design, and technology, the used car market remains more conservative. For financially savvy buyers planning their next vehicle purchase down the line, this depreciation difference is significant. The Tucson might offer more features for the money initially, but losing more value over time can wipe out any upfront savings. So there you have it, 7 significant problems that make the Hyundai Tucson a tougher sell than its initial appeal might suggest. From reliability concerns with injectors and sensors, to a hybrid system that doesn't deliver class-leading efficiency. From a weak base engine paired with a jerky transmission, to safety systems that can't find the right balance, these issues add up to an ownership experience that might not live up to expectations. Add in polarizing styling that divides opinions and resale values that trail the competition, and you're looking at a vehicle that, despite its modern features and attractive warranty, faces real challenges in a segment where dependability and long-term value are what buyers demand most. Therefore, before making any decision, make sure to check out the competition, starting from our video about the biggest differences between the new and the old Toyota RAV4. If you thought this redesign would be just a subtle evolution, you'll be very surprised once you see what Toyota has done to its bestseller. A completely new, bold styling, upscale interior, and focus on hybrid technology are just some of the things we simply can't neglect.